Hello everyone and welcome to Wisdom Study. Today's topic ugcnet Commerce Syllabus 2023 Unit 1 Business Environment and International Business. Chapter 1 Concepts and Element of Business Environment, Economic Environment, Economic System, Economic Policies, Monetary and Physical Policies. Lecture 1 इसके अंदर है टॉपिक डिस्कस किए जाएंगे। डेफिनेशन ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, सेकंड मीनिंग ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, थर्ड फीचर्स ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, फोर्थ डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, फाइव नेचर ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, सिक्स इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, सेवन सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट, एट कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट. So first, definition of business environment. Business environment is the sum total of all factors external to the business firms and that greatly influence their functioning. It covers factors and forces like customers, competition, government, social, cultural, political, technological and legal conditions. Meaning of business environment. The term business environment is composed of two words, business plus environment. In simple term, the state in which a person remains busy is its economic sense means human activities like production, extraction or purchase or sale of goods that are performed for earning profits. On the other hand, the word environment refers to the aspects of surrounding. Concept of business environment. A business firm is an open system. It gets resources from the environment and supplies its goods and services to the environment. There are different levels of environmental forces. Some are closed and internal forces, whereas others are external forces. External forces may be related to national level, regional level, or international level. These environmental forces provide opportunities or threats to the business community. Every business organization tries to grasp the available opportunities and force the threats that emerge from the business environment. Business organizations cannot change the external environment, but reach they change their internal business components internal environment to grasp the external opportunities and face the external environmental threats. It's therefore very important to analyze business environment to survive and to get success for the business in its industry. It's therefore a virtual role of managers to analyze business environment so that they could pursue effective business strategy. A business firm gets human resources, capital, techniques, information, energy, and raw materials from society. It follows government rules and regulations, social norms, and cultural values, regional treaty, and global element, economic rules, and tax policies of the government. Thus, a business organization is a dynamic entity because it operates in a dynamic business environment. Features of business environment. First, a totally of external forces. Second, specific and general forces. Third, interrelatedness. Fourth, dynamic. Five, uncertainty. 6. Complexity. 7. Relativity. First is totally of external forces. Business environment is the sum total of all the forces and factors and external to the business firms. Second, specific and general forces. Business environment includes both specific and general forces. Specific forces include investors, competitors, and customers, etc., who influence business from directly, while general forces include social, political, economic, legal, and technological conditions which affect a business firm indirectly. Third, interrelatedness. Different elements or parts of a business environment are closely interrelated. For example, increased awareness for health care has raised the demand for healthy, oil free food and healthy lifestyle. Fourth, dynamic. Business environment is dynamic in which it keeps on changing with the change in technology, shift in consumer preferences, etc. 5. Uncertainty. Business environment is largely uncertain as it is difficult to predict the future happenings such as frequent environmental changes in the field of technology and fashion industry. 6. Complexity. Complexity. Business environment is complex phenomenon which is easier to understand in parts but it is difficult to understand in totally. Since the business environment consists of various interrelated and dynamic forces, it is difficult to understand the consequences of a given environment. 7. Relativity. Business environment is a relative concept whose impact differs from country to country, religion to religion, and firm to firm. Disadvantage of business environment. First, a lack of forewarning of unforeseen events. Second, no assurance as to organization's effectiveness. Third, not fully reliable. 4. Absence of strategic approach. 5. Unexpected and unanticipated events. 6. No sufficient guarantee. 7. Uncritical faith. 8. Too much information. First, a lack of forewarning of unforeseen events. Environmental analysis does not predict the future. It does not eliminate uncertainty for the organizations. Also, business enterprises sometimes force face events which are unexpected during analysis. Environmental analysis, however, should aim at minimizing the frequency and extent of surprises that may attack a business or organization. Second, no assurance as to organization effectiveness. Environmental analysis does not ensure organizational effectiveness. It acts only as input in strategy development and testing. Sometimes managers place uncritical faith in the data without thinking about the data's verifiability, verifiability or accuracy. If this is the case, it may lead to misleading outcome. Third, not fully reliable. Normally people uh, place too much reliance on the information collected through environmental scanning, but in practice it is not so. When there is overloading of information, one is likely to get confused. Fourth, absence of strategic approach. Success of any organization lies in adventure and strategic risk taking. Environmental analysis often makes an individual too cautious in his approach, and he is likely to be left behind the events. So, this analysis should be strategically done. 5. Unexpected and unanticipated events. We cannot tell unexpected and unanticipated events in business environment analysis. Sometimes business has to face unexpected happenings, so there will no benefit of business environment in this case. 6. No sufficient guarantee. Business environment analysis does not give any guarantee whether all events will happen as per estimation in business environment. 7. Uncritical faith. Sometimes data may be incorrect, so decision on basis of this analysis may be risky for business. 8. Too much information. Sometimes too much information relating to business environment analysis will create the doubt in businessmen. Importance of business environment. First, identification of strength. Second, identification of weakness. Identification of opportunities. Fourth, identification of threats. 5. Exploration of business opportunities. 6. Keeping business enterprises alert. 7. Keeping business flexible and dynamic. First, identification of strength. The analysis of the internal environment helps to identify strengths of the firm. For instance, if the company has good personal policies in respect of promotion, transfer, training, etc., then it can indicate strength of the firm in respect of personal policies. This strength can be identified through the job satisfaction and performance of the employees. After identifying the strength, the firm must try to consolidate its strength by further improvement in its existing plans and policies. Second, identification of weakness. The analysis of the internal environment indicates not only strength but also the weakness of the firm. A firm may be strong in certain areas, whereas it may be weak in some other areas. The firm should identify few weaknesses so as to correct them as early as possible. Third, identification of opportunities and analysis of the external environment helps the business firm to identifying the opportunities in the market. The business firm should make every possible effort to grab the opportunities as and when they come. Fourth, identification of threats. Business may be subject to threats from competitors and others. Therefore, environmental analysis helps to identify threats from the environment. Identification of threats at an data earlier date is always beneficial to the firm as it helps to diffuse the diffuse the same. 5. Exploration of business opportunities. Environment opens new opportunities for the expansion of business activities. Study of environment is necessary in order to discover and exploit such opportunities fully. 6. Keeping business enterprise alert. Environment study is needed as it keeps the business unit alert in its approach and activities. In the absence of environmental changes, the business activities will be dull and lifeless. The problems and prospects of business can be understood properly through the study business environment. This enables an enterprises to face the problems with confidence and sure secure the maximum benefits of business opportunities available. 7. Keeping business flexible and dynamic. Study of business environment is needed for keeping business flexible and dynamic as per the changes in the environmental forces. This enables business organizations to face the problems broadly and also take the benefit of favorable situations. Nature of business environment. First, complex. Second, interdependence. Third, dynamic. Fourth, interrelatedness. 5. Impact. 6. Uncertainty. 7. Relativity. Nature of business environment. First, complexity. Business environment is compound in nature. Environment consists of the number of factors, events, conditions, and influence arising from different sources which impact business, thus making the business complex. Second, interdependence. The environment of the business is made of social, economic, legal, cultural, technological, and political factors. These aspects of the environment are interdependable. The economic status of the country affects the development of technology. A rich country can make sufficient expenditure on the research and development. Third, dynamic. Business environment is consistently changing process. Business environment is dynamic as it keeps on changing in terms of technological environment, shift in consumer preferences, or entry of new competition in the market. The various forces in the environment keeping on changing from time to time, thus making business dynamic and not static. Fourth, interrelatedness. The different factors of business environment are correlated. For example, let us suppose that there is a change in the import-export policy with the coming of a new government. In this case, the coming of new government to power and change in the import-export policy are political and economic changes respectively. Thus, a change in one factor affects the other factors. 5. Impact. Business environment has both long-term and short-term impact. Business environment therefore has different effects on different firms in the same industry. For example, drugs. 6. Uncertainty. Business environment is largely uncertain as it is very difficult to predict future happenings, especially when environment changes are taking place too frequently, as in the case of information technology or fashion industries. 7. Relativity. It is a relative concept since it differs from countries to countries and religion to religion. Political conditions in the USA, for example, differ from those in China or Pakistan. Similarly, demand for spares may be fairly high in the India, whereas it may be almost non-existent in France. Significance of business environment. First, customer forces. Second, strategy formation. Third, public image. Fourth, continuous learning. 5. Giving directions for growth. 5. Giving direction for growth. 6. Change agent. First, customers forces. First, customer forces. Environmental understanding makes the management sensitive to the changes needs and expectation of consumers. For example, Hindustan Liver and several other FMCG companies launched small sketches of shampoo and other products, releasing the wishes of customers. This move helps the firms to increase sales. Second, strategy formation. Environmental monitoring provides relevant information about the business environment. Such information serves as the basis for strategy making. For example, ITC released that there is a vast scope for growth in the travel and tourism industry in India, and the government is keen to promote this industry because of its employment potential. With the of help of this knowledge, ITC planned new hotels both in India and abroad. Third, public image. A business firm can improve its image by showing that is sensitive to its environment and respective to the aspiration of public. Leading firms like Reliance Industries, ICI Bank and others have built good image by being sensitive and respective to environmental forces. Environmental understanding enables business to be respective to their environment. Fourth, continuous learning. Environment analysis serves as broad based on based and ongoing education for business executive. It keeps them to touch with the changing scenario so that they are never are catch unaware. With the help of environmental learning, managers can react in an appropriate manner and thereby increasing the success of their organization. 5. Giving direction for growth. The interaction with the environment leads opening up new frontiers of growth for the business firms. It enables the business to identify the areas for growth and expansion of their activities. 5. 6. And change agent. Business leaders act as agents to change. They create a drive for change at the grassroots level in order to decide the directions and nature of change. The leaders needs to understand the experience of people and um, other environmental forces through environmental scanning. For example, um, con- contemporary environment requires prompt decision making and power to people. Therefore, business leaders are increasingly delegating authority to empower their staff and to eliminate procedural delays. Thank you for watching this video.